Hey, it's Frank here with 4D Honeybee, and I'm about to do my first inspection on my new urban hive here, the hive that I brought from the country to the city. I brought it 2 days ago, and this is the first time I'm going to have a look at it. It's a gorgeous day, it's sunny, 29 degrees Celsius, which is about 84 Fahrenheit or so. And yesterday was their first full day here, but it was a rainy day. A lot of thunderstorms and rain all day, so I'm not going to take any precautions on this inspection. I'm going to take every precaution in this inspection. I'm going to suit up, get the gloves on too, because it might be ornery. This is their first full day out and flying. You can see they're doing just great. Actually, the traffic slowed down a little bit, but they were really buzzing there about a half an hour ago. And I'm just going to have a quick inspection and make sure everything's okay. They probably got jostled. They might not be too happy to be moved. And I'm going to put on a second brood box because they were just full before I moved them. So quick inspection. Hoping to put a second brood box, hoping to put a water feeder out for them, and thanks for joining me. 4D Honeybee. Okay, so here we are. First inspection of the home hive. And the one challenge I'm going to have with this setup right off the bat is that I can't really work from behind the hive. You can see the fences here, so I'll be working from the side, which shouldn't make too big a difference. You can see I've gloved up, suited up with these monstrously, I believe, overkill gloves. I mean, they're amazing, don't get me wrong. Dancing Bee is the supplier. And I'm sure if you're working a really aggressive hive that's bent on stinging, and you'd be pretty grateful to have these, but I think they're a little much. So anyway, I just did the bare minimum when I dropped this hive off. It was 2 nights ago because I just wanted to disturb them as little as possible. That's why the strap is still on, and there's still going to be some tape partially blocking that top entrance there. But we'll get rid of that now and just see how they're doing and put a second brood box on. A great number of bees there. That is excellent. Very calm so far. Looking for the queen on the lid. I don't see her. Okay, so I will smoke these guys because, again, I'm kind of anticipating the worst as far as the fact that they've been moved. The weather yesterday was terrible. Today is fantastic. And hopefully they won't have the urge to sting much if I just do a lot of smoke. Smoke myself up, smoke them up. Oh, God. Now I know why the bees hate the smoke. Let's see how we are. Looking for the queen as I go here. She's a very light colored queen in contrast to the bees. Like these bees I find on the dark side. See how dark they are? The queen is very much a caramel, light caramel color, and she's a big girl. So this is the one queen that I haven't had difficulty finding thus far. And you know, I probably just jinxed myself. But anyway, the priority here is just to make sure the hive is good and healthy and ready for a second brood box. And you can see just on the first look, this first observation, they definitely are. Bees covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all 10 frames. See that? Fairly calm, which is fantastic. Just adjust your angle here. That's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to pull a few frames and see how they're doing. Now, someone pointed out that I should be putting this J tool on the outside of the frames, and that made perfect sense to me. So I'm going to try using that method from now on. That way you're not touching the comb at all. And that's how he felt they were designed to work, and I think he's probably right. It's working out pretty well so far. Okay, so first frame should be a nice honey frame, and it is. Look for the queen on here. Not quite capped off yet completely, but certainly more than on its way. Ooh, there's a lot of large bees in here that sort of grab your eye initially as possibly being a queen, or the queen. And I'm very grateful to say at this point, incredibly calm. They're barely even making a sound, these bees, right now. So they are happy. If they're happy, I'm happy. Next frame, one of the lesser drawn out frames, which is just fine. They're working on it, they're getting it drawn out. Some lighter colored bees now in this frame. See there? A couple lighter colored bees. So I don't know, maybe they're younger, maybe they're new. Who knows? Looking for the queen on this frame. See, there are some lighter colored bees. Look at that one. That one's much lighter than the rest. Usually they're all quite dark in this box. Anyways, let's keep it moving, shall we? I'm looking for 1 or 2 frames to move up into the second brood box. And I may move some brood up into that box, or I may just move a couple of frames that are well drawn out and empty. I want her to move up there and start laying. This one's just full of nectar and honey. Look how they've done sort of 2 different sets of capping on the honey on this side. And here they're just starting to fill it up with nectar and pollen. Let's see if I see anything else in here. Oh, just nectar and pollen. This side should just be honey. That's what it is, just full of nectar. Look at that. Okay, let's take a little concerted look for the queen here. It's funny, I'm seeing much more light colored bees than before. Before they were all very dark. And I wonder if that's maybe the new brood that's hatched more recently. There are many more light colored bees in here. Just an observation. This, I believe, is oriented this way, right? Still incredibly calm bees. Okay, let's see what this next frame holds. Beautiful brood. Look at that. Wow, almost 100% cap brood. Honey along the top. Still haven't drawn out some spots here. I don't really know why, but not likely to see the queen on this one, but let's have a look for her anyway. The queen's work is already done on this frame. What a beautiful frame. So I may consider moving this one up into the second brood box. But I'm not going to make a call on that until I get through more frames. So that's the number 3 frame in. Remind me of that, okay? Number 3 frame in right now. The thing about working with gloves now that you're so used to working barehanded is they just get caught on everything. It's hard to be nimble and gentle. I look at my old videos, my first year when I was using gloves exclusively, and I look like a bear pawing at the frames. No delicateness at all. No sense of touch or feel. Another nice brood frame. Now this one's mostly hatched out, because you see it's hatched out from the middle out. You can see some drone in here, drone comb in here, which is perfectly fine. Let's just look for the queen. Another nice brood frame on this side, hatching out. here's a little queen cup that they're working on. There's a bee right with its face right inside of it, so let's see what's going on. You see it right there? Oops. Little bee just stepped out, so let's see if there's an egg in there. Nope, no egg in there. There's three actually, 3 queen cups on this frame. Look at this. Hopefully you can see them all right. 1, 2, 3. No eggs in any of them. Just works in progress, I guess. One last look for the queen here. No sign of her. Those are just sticking out of propolis, and it's not pleasant to work with the gloves from that angle. I mean, it's nice to know you're not going to get stung, but you're just not working the hive as gently as you can. Now here's a frame with larvae. And let's see if I can see some eggs in here. All like 3-4 day old larvae. Might be eggs on the very outside. Now with the overcast condition that's just happened, it's going to be very hard to see those teeny little eggs. But that's a nice frame of the larva. Let's see what we got over here. And this frame is pretty empty, so this could be a frame that the queen is on. I guess I'm pulling stuff away from your frame, sorry about that. This frame is pretty empty, so this could be a frame that the queen is on. Let's just have a look for her. I do see some larvae on here. Actually, I do see quite a bit of larvae. Okay. We'll look for a queen on this side. Nope. Last couple of times that I've looked through this hive, I found the queen on one of these 3 frames. No guarantee that's what's going to happen today, but you never know. So I always find it amazing when you're working these hives. The bees just come up right up to the edge of the frame. Look at this. Right up to the edge of the frame and just look at you. You know, and it's like they're saying, is he a good guy? Is he a mean guy? Is he going to take our honey? Where's the queen? Let's protect her. They're just sitting there staring. Not being aggressive at all. Not coming up at me. But just sitting there wondering what the heck I'm doing. And why I'm there. Just going to adjust your angle a little bit. Oh, that's pretty good there. Yeah, we'll do right about there. So anyhow, let's give them a little touch of smoke here just to put them down. Wow, another incredible brood frame. Look at that. What a beauty. And this queen is the baby gangbuster for a reason. So this was the first split that I did. It was off my gangbuster hive. It's just produced like crazy. And this offspring is just doing the same. Just doing amazingly. Okay. Still want to pick maybe the number 3 frame to go up here and maybe one more. to move up in the top box. They're definitely more than ready for another brood box. Provide some checkering down below with new empty frames, and then some checkering up above. Oh my goodness, look at this. Just another incredible brood frame. Exactly what you want to see. Honey around the sides, up the top. Brood just jam-packed in the middle. There's still larvae there that still needs to be capped. There's probably, yeah, there's larvae right out to the edge. Just amazing job this queen is doing. Let's see what's going on with this side. We got another beautiful brood frame. Okay, I'd like to move a slightly more empty frame up to the top. In there. This looks like another very solid brood frame. On this frame, on this side, this might be a frame that the queen is on. And the reason why I say this is because it's got cap brood on the middle, then some larvae just on the edge here of this pile, but then nothing else. There's room for her to lay on this one. So I might take this one up to the top box as well. See, she's filling in so fast that they haven't even drawn out the entire frame, see? As soon as they get a cell big enough to take one of her eggs, she's putting it in there. That's how much she wants to lay. It's the very same thing on this side. Definitely a frame that I would expect to see her on. But I don't. So put it back in. This will be a frame that I move up to the top as well, because there's room to lay in here, and she has started to lay in there. So hopefully moving it up to the top, she'll go up there, finish up laying in that box, and then we'll continue to fill out that top brood box. This is going to be mostly a honey frame, I'd say. Yeah, it is. All honey and nectar. Okay, so I didn't see the queen, but I mean, certainly lots of sign of her being here and healthy. The hive is happy. So I'm going to take 2 frames out of this, move them up to the top, put 2 empty frames in the bottom, and add the second brood frame. Okay? I'll leave the video running, but I'll speed it up so I don't take too much of your time. Okay? The hive looks good. I didn't see the queen, which is unfortunate, but I'm not very good at that, as you know, if you follow me. And here's the water source that I'm going to give them for the time being. I just took an actual feeder, filled it up with water, and I'm going to leave it there for a while, figuring that if we're to use this feeder, you see how it's got some comb built up in there, and this is all corrugated wall, so they could land on there and very easily just walk down and have some water without drowning. So that's it. That's really kind of like day number 1 of me with my my hive at home, and I'm extremely happy about it. It's doing really well, and thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee.